right. Oop. Let's do that. Okay. Let's see. Yep, we got audio. Okay. It is Friday, June 20th, 2025 at 4:55 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Happy summer solstice to those of you out there who, I don't know, it's everybody's day. It's not something I celebrate as a holiday or anything, but nor do I think anybody does other than maybe pagans. But anyway, all right, it is the summer solstice. And here we are in Starfield. So I've been working on the neon video almost nonstop since the last time we talked. Now, obviously, I took a little bit of time off to get the Stories from New Atlantis video out in a single video. Did that last week. We can go ahead and I can show you actually the files here. Let me see. Yeah. So you can see here. This actually no, that's. The thumbnails for all the streaming. Let's open up. Where is it? Starfield. There it is. Hey, Marty McFly and Daddy Dante. If we go to lore, stories from neon, footage. Here we go. Hey, Southern Modeler 29. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, I can't remember the exact number here. Let's see. Let's go at the top. I have 344 files amounting to, let's see here. 285 gigabytes. So that is what I have so far gotten together for all of the neon stories. Now that is all of that, the secondary quests, all the people, all the locations, all that kind of stuff. So what I'm doing now is I think I need to do a little bit of additional work on actual faction quest lines and the main quest line, because while I'm not going to cover those quests specifically, there are things within them that need to be covered within this video. Like specifically right here, I'm talking about the Rangers quest line as we're here in the Rock in Aquila City, because the Rangers do deal with some of the serious corruption and gang activity that's going on in Neon, and I feel like I need to share at least the characters that are undergoing that kind of situation. Now, I also talked to the people on my Discord about the fact that Ryujin, the corporation, obviously is going to get its own full faction questline video. But at the same time, the Ryujin Corporation has like 30 employees, named employees, I mean. And if I weren't to cover them within this video, that would be a massive chunk of the population of Neon that's simply not being covered. So I do need to cover them as well. But like I told the people on my Discord, probably what I'll do is I'll end up going into the city, or into the faction quest line, and basically just getting shots of people and giving people a summary of who we're looking at. So like Ularu Chin, for example, is one of the names I can specifically remember from the Ryujin quest line. So all that stuff. Let's see here. Your poor storage. Yeah, no, 100%. Like seriously, the Atlantic City video was like 450 gigabytes of raw footage that went into that. Now, obviously, I don't use anywhere near all of that when I'm putting these things together. What I typically try to do is I try to capture a 30-second clip. Like what I'll do is I will go in, and I can show you right now. I will turn on free camera, turn off the menus, which is turning off the UI, and I will go up here and hover and be like, okay, there we go. So I'll start recording, and I'll do a 30-second clip where I'm looking at just this, and then I'm good to go back in. And I do have a macro for this, but I ended up removing the macro because every single time I would hit the insert button accidentally, it would start typing in the macro. So I'll probably go back in and put that in again at some point because I've been using it a lot lately. But anyway, so yeah, I need to do a little bit of the Rangers quest line in order to get the quest that takes place within Neon. Along with that, I need to do the main quest line that has to do with Neon, which is, I can't remember what it's called, but you go in there to basically buy an artifact piece. And in the process, like, you talk to Issa Eklund, but you can talk to Issa Eklund anytime. But you can't talk to Deke Slayton except for in that quest line. And then along with that, there's the person who's selling the artifact. So again, I need to get the footage of these people. But along with that, I need to do a little bit of the Crimson Fleet quest line. Now, the interesting thing is I actually have footage of most of these things already. In fact, why don't I see real quick? Actually, no, it's all in storage, but I can still, let's see here real quick. Give me a second here. Pulled it off screen in case there's any personal information. I knew there wasn't in that section, but I don't know about this other part. Let's see. Okay, so for example, yeah, I've got this entire Ryujin file here, and that's just the entirety of the Ryujin quest line. But again, this is all where I was basically capturing it in case I needed something out of it, but it's not going to be suitable for our needs because, again, I need shots of the people. I need to be able to tell you their stories, but I don't need the entirety of the storyline that goes in there. But again, 122 gigabytes there. Let's see. Where's the other one? Main quest, yeah. So I actually even also have All That Money Can Buy, which is the quest that takes place within Neon. Again, I've got footage of the quest, but I need to get establishing shots of people like Slayton and stuff like that. What else? Yeah, again, I don't think I have the Rangers quest line. I've done it before, but I don't have it. The other thing that I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to basically do all the secondary quests one more time through, having gone through the Unity again. Basically to see what Starborn options there are available. So in doing the opening parts of the Ranger quest line, recording their stuff, because I figured if I'm going to be doing this content here, I may as well get all the footage I need for the Rangers video at some point in the future. And so what I ended up doing was talking to all the people here, getting all the footage of the conversations with them and everything like that. And I already found a single Starborn option when speaking with what's her name over here?
Work hard, play
Emma
hard.
Wilcox.
That should be the
I can in
free
fact show you that real quick. Let's see if I can load that up. This one might work. We'll see. There's my coffee. Okay. All right. Nope. Need to load the previous one. This one's a really minor one, but I still am going to document every time there is a Starborn option because I like the Starborn options. Okay. And unfortunately, this one doesn't give you like an off-the-wall response like some of the ones you get with Red Tape Blues on Cydonia.
there.
Or in Cydonia on Mars.
I admit, what you did at Galbank was impressive. Except you've got potential. Just need to see a little more from you.
I'd already talked to her here as well. Oh no, do I not have an old save? That's unfortunate if I don't. Oh, I can just go to this one. Oh, that's weird. I wonder why this one is 124. The other ones are 125. Oh well.
Lee,
Here we go.
that's great for my
Oh,
distributor,
this is
ever
another weird one,
But I mean,
and I
go
think
on,
that I've
some
already
relax.
turned it into him here.
Hey there. Welcome.
Cosmos Bacchus, yeah, so I can't give it to him again.
It is great to see you. Come back soon.
He and his husband here, Lee,
Gus.
what's his name?
Did you hear another
Lee
business
Leonard.
broken into last night?
They operate this restaurant here called Off-World Eats, where they want to sell food from across the settled systems, and that means that they also need ingredients from across the settled systems. The problem is, though, that, like, I didn't know what they actually wanted, so I went off to Gagarin, and I hunted a bunch of animals there that provided nutrient. I checked my flora and fauna list to see what, and resource list to see what I could find where, and the first one I found was on Gagarin, because I was going alphabetically in Alpha Centauri, Gagarin, and Jimison. Sorry. And so I went and I got all this nutrient, I brought it back here, and it turns out what he wanted was solvent and stimulant.
Hey, are
I
you making fun
I don't
of
know
my
what he's
cooking?
cooking with solvent, but anyway, and stimulant also seemed a bit odd. Although it did seem a bit closer to being something that you would actually find in food, given I'm drinking coffee right now. But let's see here. Where are we going? Right, Cheyenne. I wanted to show you the one Starborn option that does take place. Oops, there we go. Yeah, I'm going to have to get another external hard drive soon. I have filled up. Let's see, I can actually tell you how many gigabytes of storage I got real quick before we do that. Okay, let's see here. So, there we go. I've got 446 gigabytes left on my C drive. That's my hard drive here on my computer. I've got an external hard drive here with 1.79 terabytes left, but again, that's like 4 videos at this point, if I'm going by this size. And then I got one with 608 gigabytes, and then one with 364, again, out of 7.27 on both of those. So I've used up quite a bit of storage. Anyway, let's minimize that. Okay. Part of it is issues, technical issues with video processing software, and it's something where I need to give it another try at some point, but basically my original goal was to have a single storage point for all my Fallout footage, so I'd be able to go in there and basically draw directly from an external hard drive to produce a video. But it seems like something happens where when you don't use the hard drive immediately, then I don't know if the hard drive itself was kind of like shut down for the moment or something, and so the program tried to access it, couldn't, and immediately just decided anything that's stored there we're not going to use. But the last time I tried to produce a video using footage stored within a single offsite storage, offsite being my external hard drive, it didn't know how to draw that footage, and so it didn't work.
You got some business with me?
Marshall sent me.
Oh, well, if the marshal sent you to me, that means he's looking to recruit you. Just so you know what you're getting into, I'll explain who we are and what we do. Well, the Freestar Rangers ensure the safety and security of the Freestar Collective and its people. We might hunt down a fugitive, break up a smuggling operation, investigate a starship theft, or put some would-be bank robbers behind bars. Whatever needs doing to keep the people safe, we do.
I think that's admirable.
Like most things that are worth doing, it ain't always easy. But do I think we make the Freestar Collective a little safer for everyone? Yeah, I do. I imagine you've got some questions. I'll answer anything I can.
Here we go. Starborn option. Trust me, I already know everything that I need to. But again, pay attention to her response here, because it's a little bit disappointing, because it's basically she just thinks that you've been researching the Freestar Rangers yourself.
Done your homework, huh? Good. That'll save us both some time. A word about myself. I'm in charge of making sure anyone that wants to be a Freestar Ranger is up to the task. That being said, the Marshal wouldn't send you here if he didn't think you had potential. So, what's it gonna be? Are you ready to sign up with the Freestar Rangers?
I want to join the Freestar Rangers.
Before I hand you a badge, I need to know you can handle the job. You helped out with the hostage situation, but sometimes people just get lucky. Tell you what, use the mission terminal and take one of the listed jobs. Your choice. Come back alive, and we'll talk about you joining up.
Okay, I'll do one of your missions.
Then I suggest you get going.
So I've already got footage of all the other responses. Again, I just did that earlier this afternoon. But here's what we'll do. First of all, I gotta change the quest over there. Where is it? Deputized. There it is. Okay. I'm going to try something out here today for the first time, which is recording myself doing this stuff while we're actually streaming. So,
what can I get you, Emma?
here we go. There you go.
Oh, nothing.
Recording has started. I don't know if you
Talk,
see that or
actually.
not. Let's see.
Well,
Doesn't look
to
like it.
apologize,
Okay.
more like.
Freestar Rangers mission board. Okay, so we got 4 potentials here. Kill the outlaw captain on Tau City 6A. Kill the outlaw gang leader on Hyla 4B. Destroy the Crimson Fleet captain at Beta Marais. Rescue hostage at Kamasi 2. Well, let's rescue a hostage. Okay.
You're probably looking for Mary.
I am not looking for Mary. In fact, Mary is the doctor who runs the clinic here. She has 2 nurses that work for her, and I think one of my favorite things, actually, if you come down here, and she's got one patient sitting here, and he's like, oh, I wish I'd brought something to read, but there's nobody in here. So he's waiting for nothing. Anyway, all right, let's go ahead and head out. Alright, there's Kodos. I think that's Kodos. Hanging in the sky up there. Which, I love that name, because it reminds me of Kang and Kodos on The Simpsons. Alright. Heading onto the frontier. Alright, cockpit. Hope you all have had a good week. I've been pretty busy with this stuff. Been trying to do a little bit of stuff around the house as well. Been working, of course. Been working on some other stuff behind the scenes. My wife has started on the day shift, so I won't have nights to work on things anymore, but I will be able to basically work from when I get home, which is usually around 3 o'clock to about 8 o'clock at night when she gets home. Okay, wait, did I just see an eclipse taking place? Yeah, we got an eclipse taking place over there. Alright, let's see. We are going to Kamasi 2. Let's see if I can... Well, it should point us there, shouldn't it? No, apparently not. Oh, it wants us to go to her. That's because we're not actually clicked onto the specific quest. Rescue that hostage in the Kamasi system. Okay. There we go. And Kamasi 2. Freestar Discovery, huh? Okay. Oh, need to power up the grav drive. This is the base level Frontier. If you watched one of the earlier streams where I was streaming Starfield, that is one of my major complaints with the whole going through the Unity system, is that you don't have a ship that goes through the Unity with you. What the heck? Am I supposed to be... Oh, okay. Interesting. Been quiet for you, just got over the flu. Oh, that's too bad. Well, I'm glad you got over it, but it stinks that you had it. Well, last week I was still getting rid of what I had gotten through, wait, am I gonna blow this thing up? Okay, there we go. I was still getting over whatever cold I had, like the last of it was coming out. I wasn't sick anymore, I was dealing with the aftermath, but that's gone now, so that's nice. Okay, boarding. Oh, I was hoping I might be able to talk to him, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Oh, jeez Louise.
I can't see!
Man, these guys are terrible shots. I'm not even wearing armor right now. But they're like hitting the wall above the door here trying to hit me. You don't use explosives in an enclosed space like that, bud.
You're here to help.
I'm glad you're still alive. I didn't think that was going to happen. Alright. Wait, equip and free. Interesting. Let's try that. What's that? Oh, I would have to actually give her something. Okay, never mind. Oh, well, she's freed anyway.
I thought I was dead. Just plain dead. You Rangers are something else.
All in a day's work, ma'am.
You Rangers. After you undock, I gotta get straight back to it, but thank you.
Alright, back to Emma Wilcox. And back to the map. Looking behind the beautiful Kamasi system. Back to Cheyenne. Okay. Aquila City. I need to actually at some point invest, and I've talked about this before, but I keep forgetting to do it. Investigate just how long it actually takes to jump from location to location, and I just need to actually like check the clock when I get to each end. Because it's night here still. And so either we've come... See, and Kodos is still up there, which makes me think that almost no time at all has passed. I'm just interested in learning exactly what the speed of the travel with the grav drive is. And I'd like to figure that out at some point. I do like that one of the Rangers says, "Welcome to the Rock." Or whatever, when you go in here. Alright. Let's see if Diego will say it when we go up here.
Hiya.
Welcome to the Rock, I guess.
Or I guess. There we go, yeah. Alright.
You've got potential. Just need to see a little more from you. Oh, you're back. How'd it go?
I passed your little test. Now give me my damn badge. Again, I'm going to do all of these options here. Started watching your videos the other day. Oh, okay, good. That's nice. I'm glad you like them. I'm glad they're helping.
You don't get to make demands here. There's a chain of command, and right now, you're at the bottom. Remember that. You did what I asked, so let's go meet the Marshal. Follow me.
We will do that, but again, I'm trying to get all the options, and so this is what's going on behind the scenes. This is why it has taken me so long to get all of the Neon footage. Even doing like 3 to 4 hours a day, I still have to keep redoing this kind of stuff. Yeah, no, it is like immediate, but again, you gotta keep in mind that Earth to Jupiter is nothing in comparison to Earth to even the exterior of the solar system or Earth to the nearest star. And the Oort cloud, which surrounds the solar system, is basically, it extends basically half the way to Alpha Centauri, which is like 4 light years away. So, yeah, anyway.
Hiya.
All right.
You've got potential. Just need to see a little more from you. Oh, you're back. How'd it go?
All right. Nothing I love more than blowing away some bad guys.
Well, don't love it too much. Bloodthirsty ain't high on the list of qualities we're looking for. You did what I asked, so let's go meet the Marshal. Follow me.
Now, if we can assume that 8 seconds is the actual jump time, then the other problem, though, is that the distance between Earth and Jupiter is not always the same. So, yeah, no, that would make sense. And so, the interesting thing, though, is I have investigated this before. I think NASA has a service that you can request information from as to where the planets will be located. I was thinking about this specifically for something else I was working on, but basically, you can get planetary data of where the planets are supposed to be on a specific day, and you can basically get this information, but you have to contact NASA specifically, and they can send it to you. So we could find out. I don't remember whatever day it is that it's supposed to have happened, the first test jump to Jupiter. We could actually potentially find out the distance between the moon and Jupiter on that day. But yeah, I'd have to both know when the date is and actually contact NASA specifically. But anyway.
You've got potential. Just need to see a little more from you. Oh, you're back. How'd it go?
I helped to make the Freestar Collective a little bit safer.
I'm sure you did. And I'm glad to know that was your priority. You did what I asked, so let's go meet the Marshal. Follow me.
Yeah, I was really hoping that it was going to be one of those situations where you could just enter a date and it would give you like a little map of the system, but no. There's more to it than that, it seems. All right, last time through talking to her about this. And the reason I'm doing this to where I talk to her all these times is because about 10% of the time you talk to them about like one of these weird kind of off the wall things where you're being insulting or something like that. They'll actually give you a piece of canonical lore that you're not expecting to get. So,
Hiya.
You've got potential. Just need to see a little more from you. Oh, you're back. How'd it go?
well, like specifically, and I think this is something you get elsewhere as well, but you end up insulting the marshal and basically saying, I should have his job. She's like, no, he's way better than you. And not only that, I'm second in command, and I'm not going to let anybody else jump my spot. But anyway, mission was a success. I'm ready to take the next step. But again, I think that she gives you that information somewhere else, but...
You did what I asked, so...
It's stuff like
meet the
that.
Marshal. Follow me.
All right. Now, we'll save before we talk to the marshal so that I can get his
Welcome to the
reaction
Rock,
multiple
I
times.
We're headquartered in the upper floors of the Rock, but we also have remote stations throughout Freestar.
This drives me crazy, the constant having to
Helps us to
walk
identify and respond to threats
and
more
then
quickly.
run forward a little bit in
There
order
are
to
less
catch
than a
up.
dozen rangers in all, and we operate with limited resources. Thankfully, most people respect us and are willing to cooperate. In this job, your eyes, ears, and wits are every bit as important as your badge and your sidearm.
Nope. We're gonna have to re-record that. May as well save here anyway. Alright, another thing note here. Nice little magazine. Only works with Laredo guns, but still.
Emma, I take it you're here because you're satisfied that our new recruit can handle the job.
Seems capable enough, and we could use the help.
All right, then. Step forward, recruit. Let me have a word with you. I've got just one question. Do you pledge to defend the people of the Freestar Collective, even if it means risking your own life?
Risk my life? Just how dangerous is this job?
You've already had a glimpse of what we deal with. I'm not going to lie to you. It can get a lot more dangerous than what you've seen. So what's your answer? You up for this?
The reason I go to the bottom first is the bottom is usually questions that won't advance the whole conversation. But along with that, you also tend to get more negative ones towards the bottom, and I don't typically go with the more positive ones, so I guess so.
Not good enough. You need to be sure about this. Now, what's it going to be? You ready to carry a badge?
I pledge to punish the enemies of the Freestar Collective.
Well, that's not quite the same thing, but it'll do for now. Here, take these. You're now a Freestar Ranger deputy. I'm assigning you to Ranger Wilcox for some field training. Listen good to what she tells you. Welcome aboard, deputy.
Wish we could throw you a welcome party, but there's work to do. We got word from a farmer on Montera Luna. She says someone's trying to take her farm, and she's afraid she might be in danger.
What can you tell me about Montera Luna?
Well, it's a moon that orbits Montera. It's got a breathable atmosphere, warm climate, and good soil for growing.
Seriously, it's a beautiful world. Do we know anything about this farmer?
Just a name. Michaela Wagner. There have been Wagoners on Montera Luna for a long time, and I'm sure they're proud of that heritage.
Time for some rough justice.
Whoa! How about you ease back on the throttle there, Deputy? Violence is the last resort. You don't draw your weapon unless innocent lives are in danger. Grab any supplies you might need, and let's get going.
All right. And now, as much as I'm sure you don't want to see it, we do it again with different options this time. Luckily, there's only this second time that I think we'll have to do it, so. All right.
Marshal?
Emma! I take it you're here because you're satisfied that our new recruit can handle the job.
Seems capable enough, and we could use the help.
All right, then. Step forward, recruit. Let me have a word with you.
Excuse me.
I've got just one question. Do you pledge to defend the people of the Freestar Collective, even if it means risking your own life?
Absolutely, Marshal.
Good. Here, take these. You're now a Freestar Ranger deputy. I'm assigning you to Ranger Wilcox for some field training. Listen good to what she tells you. Welcome aboard, deputy.
Wish we could throw you a welcome party, but there's work to do. We got word from a farmer on Montera Luna. She says someone's trying to take her farm, and she's afraid she might be in danger.
Sounds simple enough.
Well, most things do at the start. Doesn't mean they stay that way. That being said, best not to assume anything. Just try to keep an open mind. Grab any supplies you might need, and let's get going.
All right, Emma Wilcox is now following us. So let's actually grab that, and let's go ahead and switch into the Ranger's gear. Yeah, I got my Xenofresh clean suit from those quests. Do I have a hat? I think I have a hat. That's a helmet. Wait, it's gonna be in here, isn't it? Yeah, deputy hat. Okay. Oh, and I can actually use that other gun as well. I don't have that many guns, I don't think. Oh, I do actually. I just don't use them all that often, I guess. What was it I had? Deadeye, that's what it was. This gun is nuts. It's like, right off the bat, you join up and these guys are like, how about this ridiculously ornate gun? Alright. But yeah, the little spoiler there, if you're not aware of it. Doing the quest line... Okay, so it starts off with Wait, do we need to talk to somebody? Oh. Shoot. Okay. Sorry, we gotta do one thing real quick here.
Diego Monroe.
I will save here.
At your service.
And I'll just split this clip up later rather than
Theoretically.
starting new clips constantly. We need to talk to these people. I've talked to them before I became a deputy, so we need to see if there's something new.
A ranger's work is never truly done.
I don't think there's anything new there. I had both those options before. What about, she seemed to say, hey, deputy, so let's try
really the
that.
heart of the Freestar Collective.
Okay.
Good to see.
Hey, deputy.
Nothing new there. Okay, well,
That's it,
I
then?
did just save, didn't I? I think I saved. Well, I'll save again if I didn't. Regardless, I will come back and I'll check in on these people just to be sure I don't miss anything. For now, though, let's head to Montera Luna. Oh yeah, but if you do the quest line, it starts off with loose end, then goes to fishy business, followed by supply line. This is basically starts off the second you show up in Neon. You get the ability to make Aurora. Now you do still have to get Chasm Bass Oil, which is not something that is the common, but still. Nice, we can go right there. Didn't have to zoom out. And there's the Wagoner farm.
Welcome to the Freestar Collective. Please maintain your current course while we scan your ship. Alright, we're done. Go ahead and land.
Alright. Wagoner farm. And if it's not day, then I will go forward to day. I will say that one thing that frustrates me about these later Bethesda games is the fact that you have to sit down to wait. As if it's so much more realistic to sit on a bench for 24 hours than it is to stand for 24 hours. Alright, so get up. Alright, let's see. We got a chair. Oh, get a bed. I could sleep. Let's see. Local time is 11:56. Let's see. Good lord, look at that. Going to just like nearly 7 a.m. here, and we got 21 hours universal time. All right. Let's get out of here. Dawn is breaking. Let's check out the Wagoner farm.
Over here.
I'm going to go ahead and save here, because I'm definitely going to come back here and get some shots, and it'll just be easier if I have the save. Oh, there we go. Seriously, though, this planet is beautiful. And more other regions even more so than this, so...
The Freestar Rangers. You have no idea how happy I am to see you.
I'm Ranger Emma Wilcox. My deputy and I are here to help. Now, tell us what happened.
I was out planting in the fields when I saw some men approaching. They looked like soldiers with uniforms and weapons and such. They wanted to buy the farm. Didn't even ask if it was for sale. Their offer was so low, I told them right where they could stick it. They said they'd give me time to think about it, but if I didn't change my mind, I was gonna regret it. Then they left.
Alright. How many men were there?
There were 4, but when they were walking away, I heard them talking like there were others. Maybe there's more out there.
Any reason why someone might want this farm in particular?
Nothing I can think of, no. Truth is, we're in some hard times here. The last harvest was the worst we've had in a long time. Besides, it ain't like there's a lack of available land around here.
You said they looked like soldiers.
That's right. The uniforms look like the ones worn by Freestar soldiers back during the war. They had a certain steel in their eyes. Like men who are used to violence. I was in fear for my life.
We'll hunt those men down like the vermin they are.
Then I know where you can start. They heading into those canyons back behind the house. That place is dangerous. Steep slopes, narrow trails, rock slides, and all manner of hostile creatures, too. If you're going after those men, be careful. Oh, there's one other thing. They said they were the first. The first of what, I'm not sure. But there must be more of them coming.
Thank you, ma'am. That should be enough for us to find these men. All right, Deputy. Keep that weapon handy and your eyes sharp.
All right, real quick. Got to talk to her one more time, get that one other option, and we'll be done talking to her. Yeah, the overall quest line here is interesting. More so just because of what you learn about the soldiers from the Colony War than anything else. In terms of the villain here, it's kind of, I don't know, it feels like a little bit like a Scooby-Doo villain.
The Free Star Rangers. You have no idea how happy I am to see you.
I'm Ranger Emma Wilcox. My deputy and I are here to help. Now, tell us what happened.
I was out planting in the fields when I saw some men approaching.
We don't have to listen to this
They
again.
they wanted to buy the farm. Their offer was so... They said they'd give me...
Here we go. If they're planning to come back, they must be somewhere nearby.
Back behind the house, there's some canyons. They went that way. That place is dangerous. Steep slopes, narrow trails, rock slides, and all manner of hostile creatures, too. If you're going after those men, be careful. Oh, there's one other thing. They said they were the first.
Yeah.
The first
Most of
what,
the
I'm not
dialogue
sure.
options
There must be more
basically
than coming.
are pieced together
you,
from
ma'am.
different chunks.
That should be enough
and you'll
for us
trigger
to
some of
find
them by
these
picking
men.
certain options, but
All right, Deputy.
other chunks like
Keep
that last
weapon
part
handy and your eyes sharp.
are going to come in no matter
Since
what.
these guys don't know we're after them, they're probably not making an effort to hide their tracks. Now, let's go and check out those canyons.
Yes. Come on. All right. A lot of traps, a lot of nasty creatures, and of course the first. Several pairs of boot tracks lead into the canyon ahead.
Boot tracks. Several pairs by the look. Not too old either. Let's head down into the canyon and see if we can find more. Quiet out here. I like it. Nice change of pace from Aquila City.
All right, come on now. Probably more boot prints here. No. Okay. Oh, swarming sunflowers.
Oh, I grew up on a farm. Back when I was a kid, I used to love exploring and making maps. These canyons would have kept me busy for months. I'd have looked into every nook and cranny.
Are we gonna just... I think we just have to drop down. Because I've always just dropped down, but I've always wondered as well if there is actually a path you're supposed to take, but I think this is it.
Hey!
Ooh. We need some more ammunition for this thing. Vital fluids that are antimicrobial and a gland that produces toxin. And some amino acids in there too. Nope, they're burrowers. Where are they going to come up? Oh, there they are. There's one of them. There she is. Okay. I was wondering where she was. More boot tracks. Boot tracks turn right along the canyon floor.
Good eye, Deputy. Looks like we're heading in the right direction.
Got some junk out here.
Grab some cover!
Alright, that's one down. I'm sure there are more. And these are not the only creatures we face out here. Oh. That does not look like a human, so that's nice. Oh, that one is, though. Xenowurst and alien jerky. Oop. Crap. Did she just throw a grenade? Oh. All right. Last shot got him. Let's change guns. Let's see. What do we got? Where's the street sweeper? Did this character not do that? Huh. Should have had it. Oh well. Oh, this is a grenade launcher. I thought it was a shotgun. No, that isn't. That's a grenade launcher. Sure. Do I have any ammo for this? I didn't actually even check. Yeah, that'll work. Is there... Okay, we just use the jump pack. Or if I had one equipped, I would. Are you gonna fight that thing, or are you just gonna stand there? Is she down? She's already down. Luckily she's not dead. Because she's essential, but still. Alright, may as well scan some stuff, huh? Did I just manipulate her? Not intentionally if I did. Forgot I even had that ability. Cobalt. And what is... Okay, well there's aluminum there. Looks like... Okay, somebody left a thermos out here. Alright, let's see.
Got a situation here.
That one insta-buried. Or insta-burrowed, so. Oh, and it got up behind me.
Watch it.
I like how she acts like I was responsible for that. What? Alright. Do I have a point? Or is this a character that does not have... No, don't have any skill points. Alright. Oh yeah, the other stuff that I want to do when I go through the Unity, I want to try the quests in a slightly different order. There are two quests where you deal with members of the Disciples gang, but there's also the Epside Strikers quest line in which you decimate the Disciples gang. So I want to do that first and then see how the members of the Disciples you meet are affected by that. Alright. But the creature pile might actually have some good loot in it. So, got it. Oh, we're supposed to look at this, but okay. I knew that. Okay, you have got to keep your eyes open. How are you second in command of the Rangers? She's zero situational awareness. Let's see here. You know what? Pistols. Yep. Because I'm currently using a pistol and I'm not doing great with it. She is incredibly lucky that she's an essential character. The tracks turn left.
They definitely passed this way. Let's just hope they're not perched up on these canyon walls, waiting to snipe at us.
Yeah, that would have been a good strategy for them, but luckily these guys don't have any... Oh, strategy. Stealing? How is this stealing? I think I must have the perk that makes it so I don't set off mines. Like light-footed in Fallout. But... Okay.
Nice to get out under the sky for a spell.
I like that she says that
Being a mother
as she
means
goes
I
under
don't
this
get as
chunk of
much
rock.
field work as I used to.
Okay, dead turret. What do we got here? Meals, ammunition. Okay, these are the other creatures we're coming up across. The octomaggots. They are disgusting. Let's see. Yeah, pack octomaggots are some of the nastiest looking creatures out there. And these ones are hostile, so... I think I may have shot her accidentally. But... Oh, jeez. And I'm about to die. Okay, let us... Okay, first of all, I know I've got a laceration. But I'm not sure if I've got any bandages. Trauma packs will do. Such graceful falls. These things are like the size of rhinos. And they just came gently floating back down. I guess the gravity here is lower, so there is some of that. Alright, let's see. Okay. Oh. Definitely just heard something. Well, let's keep on moving. Is that? No. Closing in. Wait. Oh, supposed to look at that first. I hate it when I miss that kind of stuff. Track severe, slightly left.
You're a natural tracker.
Yeah. Like I said, I just missed that until I noticed the point I was supposed to go to. Okay. The tracks continue further into the ravine.
You smell that? I'd bet my badge that's wood smoke from a campfire. They're close. Be ready.
Alright. Let's go ahead and save. Here we go.
You mean that whole thing was a setup to keep the Rangers distracted?
That don't concern you. If the Rangers get in our way, then they get what
The
they
leader's
deserve.
invisible.
That's all you need to know. Now quit complaining and get back to your post.
Like, what is he sitting over there? But no, he's just invisible. And I don't think he's supposed to be, so we're gonna reload that save and try again. Oh, that's one of my favorite kind of bugs. Now, there are at least a couple of animals out there that are actually invisible. But it's like a specific trait that's like a part of them. That is not the case here. Okay, good. I was gonna say, is he still invisible?
You're right in that damn neighborhood.
The standoff at the bank ought to keep the marshal tied up for a while.
Wait. You mean that whole thing was a setup to keep the Rangers distracted?
That don't concern you. If the Rangers get in our way, then they get what they deserve. That's all you need to know. Now quit complaining and get back to your post. We're gonna have some fun.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Well now, look who's here. Ms.
Audio's
Wagner
not synced
called
up.
in the cavalry. Except it ain't much of a cavalry. I suggest you turn around and walk away while you still can.
Is it just me, or is he kind of weirdly like a little baby-faced, like up here? I don't know. Anyway, what do you want with Wagner Farm?
Oh, it ain't exactly the farm that's special, but that ain't none of your business.
Who are you?
Don't recognize the uniforms. Guess I shouldn't be surprised. It's like the Major said, everyone's conveniently forgotten. Forgotten our sacrifice. Forgotten how we were betrayed. We'll make them all remember soon enough. I promise you that.
You're the ones who need to leave. Right now.
Is that so? Well, we're mighty comfortable right where we are. What's more, We've got numbers. Seems to me you're playing with a weak hand. So, got any last words I should try to remember?
This doesn't need to get violent.
Oh, I think it does. We've been found out! Don't let him leave here alive!
Alright, we gotta load the save anyway. We'll come back. Did I just have a rivet get added? So I assumed that it was fired as ammo and it's like bullets, I guess? Or like arrows, I mean? Anyway. So yeah, just there I learned something I didn't know before, which is that they seem to have orchestrated the bank robbery within Aquila City. I've at times in the past, I've done this at least twice before. First time I just attacked them because I assumed they were hostile and was sneaking into the canyon. Second time, I didn't hear the conversation, so...
Standoff at the bank ought to keep the marshal tied up for a while.
Wait. You mean that whole thing was a setup to keep the Rangers distracted?
That don't concern you. If the Rangers get in our way, then they get what they deserve. That's all you need to know. Now quit complaining and get back to your post.
We're gonna have some fun.
They said it at the same time. Like, anyway. Alright, I'm gonna save here.
Well now, look who's here. Ms. Wagner called in the cavalry. Except it ain't much of a cavalry. I suggest you turn around and walk away while you still can.
I'm not going anywhere. Not until I get some answers.
You think you're in a position to make demands. Well, I've got news for you. All you're getting from me is a shallow grave. So, got any last words I should try to remember?
You're gonna eat these words, scumbag.
We've been found out! Don't let him leave here alive!
He just temporarily turned invisible, didn't he?
This is bad.
I saw someone.
Okay, we gotta load the save again anyway, because I gotta get that one last conversation option in. Then we'll be ready to shoot.
Well now, look who's here. Ms. Wagner called in the cavalry. Except it ain't much of a cavalry. I suggest you turn around and walk away while you still can.
Yeah, we can just...
You think you're in a position to make demands.
I already have all those
Well,
options.
I've got news for you. All you're getting from me is a shallow grave. So, got any last words I should try to remember?
I'm placing you all under arrest.
If you think I give a damn about the Freestar Rangers, then you've got no idea who you're dealing with. Matter of fact, that just makes it even more fun. Air 'em out, boys!
Just the guy in the background, like, constantly bumping into crap. You know what? Oh yeah, that actually works.
You're done for.
Space magic!
You're leaving me with no choice. Give it up.
I think it's kind of funny how it feels like basically they went from Skyrim to making, well, they made Fallout 4 first. But they were like, we can't have them not have any sort of powers. The dragon shouts are just too much fun.
You've got no idea.
He just had his own grenade go bouncing right back at him.
I don't think... I'm not gonna... Can't take it!
It's kind of rough little ending there, but
That was a lot rougher than I expected. Let's talk.
all right, hold up. Gotta save.
Are you okay?
This is this is a normal day's work for a ranger?
Not usually. Most of the bad guys we run into are smart enough to stand down when they see the badge.
What do you make of these guys?
No way they're common thugs or hired muscle. The weapons, the training, the steel nerves. No, these guys were professionals. That badge with the #1, I feel like I've seen that before, but it was a long time ago.
I thought we were dead for sure.
I know what you mean. Let's search the area. Maybe we can find something that explains what these guys were up to.
What are we looking for exactly?
Hopefully, we can find something that explains who these guys were and why they were after the Wagoner farm.
They're dead. Our work here is done.
No, there are too many unanswered questions. We need to learn more about what was going on here. Hopefully, we can find some answers.
All right, one more time. Let's see what the other options are.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Not my first firefight.
Really? Guess you've led a pretty exciting life. Maybe the less I know about that, the better. Let's search the area. Maybe we can find something that explains what these guys were up to.
I'll see what I can find.
Likewise.
All right. Let's see here. Oh yeah, the dead leader. We got it. Obviously, it's going to be the slate. But let's see what else we got here. I can't even see what that is because I got over encumbered. A helmet for a spacesuit. Job is done. The slate. Was that it? Yeah, I think so. Okay. What did I just do? How much am over encumbered? Okay, 3 pounds. I wonder what I'm carrying so much of. Probably weapons, honestly. Let's see here. Mag pulse and a mag shear. I probably don't need both of those. Let's, I mean, they are expensive, though, so it'd be nice to be able to sell them rather than just drop them. Whatever, though. Let's go ahead and drop the mag pulse. I prefer the mag shear anyway. And I still need to look at the slate, so let's open that up. Dang. No new items. Okay. Job's done. There it is. My contact on the inside came through, and I've got your ship. Grabbed it right out of the factory. How embarrassing for Hope Tech. I'll drop it off at the agreed-upon location once the credits are in my account. If you need any other ships jacked, let me know. I'm always looking for work. Okay, I'm going to give this another 10 seconds because I'm going to cut this chunk out and make a little video of it if I need it for something. Good enough. All right. Now, once again, going to go ahead and save, and then we will talk to Ranger Wilcox again.
Find anything interesting?
Nice little magazine there I'm going to grab as well. Oh, the other options we've already done, so show slate. Take a look at this.
Let's see what we have here. Interesting. So, their ship was stolen from the Hope Tech factory. Whoever pulled that off must have been one hell of a shipjacker. Well, I guess someone really wants that farm bad. Speaking of which, let's get back there and let Miss Wagoner know that she's safe. For now.
Alright, and Grunt magazine here. Ballistic weapons permanently do an additional 5% more critical damage. That's nice. Let's check these guys, see if they've got any credits on them or anything. Ammo I'll also take. And here's the... yeah, this stuff for the location, the main chest. Just, I've uncovered again. I probably am actually carrying a lot of resources. Well, some at least. Well, yeah, the 27 aluminum isn't helping. I don't really ever use grenades, so let's drop them. And the mines I picked up, which were technically stolen somehow. Am I able to fast travel now? Probably. Okay. Back to the Wagoner farm. I love these maps, by the way. Excellent work, Bethesda. Do this for the Fallout games in the future. Okay. I don't know how they would justify it, canonically speaking, like lore-wise, but find a way, because it's excellent. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not that far removed from what the local maps are in Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 in terms of style. It's basically, looks like almost like a straight-down satellite shot of the location. I'd like to think they could do something like this Again, like this. But anyway.
What happened? Did you find those men?
We hunted them down and they died like dogs.
On the one hand, I'm sorry it had to go that way. On the other, they had it coming. So who were they? And why do they want my farm?
Know anything about a stolen Hope Tech ship?
Hope Tech? The cargo ship company? Sorry, I don't know anything about that.
We have a lead, but it's still too early to say.
They say the Rangers always get their man, so to speak. I'm sure you'll figure it out. I can't thank you enough. I'd hate to be remembered as the wagoner who couldn't hold on to the farm that's been in the family for so long.
Gratitude's good, but credits are better.
Excuse me, trainee, but we do not try to extort credits from the people we're protecting. If you have any more...
What? What was that? The conversation just ended immediately, and I got 16,000 credits, so... I guess that's Mr. Wagoner there? Waylon Wagoner.
Colton boy. What's his name?
Alright, let's let's go ahead and load that save again. We'll see how things go again. It's so weird how the conversation literally just cut off. I'll have to check and see what the actual subtitles were saying, because that'll give us a better idea of what was actually supposed to be said there.
What's the news? What happened? Did you find those men?
They won't be troubling you again.
I'd always heard the Freestar Rangers were dependable, and now I've seen it firsthand. So who were they? And why do they want my farm?
We don't know. They wouldn't talk.
So I have no way of knowing if there aren't more coming. Guess I'll start sleeping with a gun nearby. I can't thank you enough. I'd hate to be remembered as the wagoner who couldn't hold on to the farm that's been in the family for so long.
Just doing our job.
Of course. All the same, I'm grateful.
If you have any more trouble,
There
give
we
us
go.
a call. We're in system, so it won't take long to get someone out here. All right, Deputy. Let's get back to the Rock. We need to report this to the Marshal.
I'm pretty sure that's how that was supposed to end previously. It just... Alright, one more time. We got one more option to see if she says anything interesting. It's an interesting background there.
What's the news? What happened? Did you find those men?
They were in the canyon, like you said. Unfortunately, it came to violence.
Well, it's good to see you're all right then. They must have been crazy or desperate, trying to take on the Freestar Rangers. So who were they? And why do they want my farm?
We don't know. They wouldn't talk.
So I have no way of knowing if there aren't more coming. Guess I'll start sleeping with a gun nearby. I can't thank you enough. I'd hate to be remembered as the wagoner who couldn't hold on to the farm that's been in the family for so long.
Slight spoiler warning, she probably isn't going to hold on to the farm anyway, but it's not in any way her fault, or even the fact that those guys are going to get her or anything, but anyway. Just doing her job, ma'am.
Of course. All the same, I'm grateful.
If you have any more trouble, give us a call. We're in system, so it won't take long to get someone out here. All right, Deputy. Let's get back to the Rock. We need to report this to the Marshal.
All right, let's go ahead and head back to Aquila City. It's just a little jump over here. I do actually wonder what the system actually looks like, because if you're aware, planets generally don't actually orbit in a circular orbit. So I wonder how far apart these actually are, and obviously this is not to scale anyway, so... Okay. It's one of those things where it's like, when you're taught the order of the planets, you always kind of think like, oh, you go from like Mars to Jupiter. It's like, no. The way things are spinning, it's like, I don't think it's ever the case that Mars is closer to Earth than Jupiter is, but it's one of those things where it's like, Mars could be, we might be here, Mars might be here, Jupiter might be all the way over there. So, Dr. Daniel Blake.
Aquila City's always
I do like Aquila City, although it's a little crazy to me that this long after they were founded, they still don't have paved streets. Like, even if it was just these flagstones all over the place, why is that not the case? Or is it just so it seems like a western town? Anyway. Prognosis improved on poisoning. I didn't know I was poisoned. I knew I had lacerations. I didn't know I was poisoned.
I'm proud to be helping the Freestar Rangers.
New deputy, huh? Honor to have you.
It is interesting also that, like, the biggest building in town in this kind of like anti-bureaucracy planet is a government building. All right. I read his terminal and his slate right in front of him. So.
That call we got from Wagner Farm turned out to be a little more interesting than I was expecting. Some men were trying to run the Wagners off the land. They tried to buy it first, but when that didn't work, they turned to threats. We confronted them, and unfortunately, it came to violence. None of them survived.
You helped someone in need and came back alive. That's a job well done.
Shall we celebrate with a drink?
You did good, but a celebration might be a little premature.
There's still some unanswered questions.
I agree. Until we see the whole picture, we won't know if Miss Wagner is truly safe. What did you make of these men who were trying to take the farm?
I wasn't really paying attention.
You should have been. We're not just here to shoot the bad guys. Knowledge and preparation are the best way to protect the people of the Freestar Collective. That means keeping your eyes and ears open at all times. Take in the details. Ask yourself why. From now on, that's how I want you to think. Now, did you find anything that might give us a lead on why these men wanted the farm?
I just love that, like, first mission out as a brand new cop, and it's like, I wasn't really paying attention to the guys I killed. Sorry, but this is the best I could do.
Hopefully it's enough. Says here the thief had help from someone inside Hotech. Ain't much to go on.
There's something else. They were dressed in Freestar militia uniforms. The unit badge was yellow on black with the number 1. Didn't you fight in the Colony War, Marshal? That sound familiar at all?
The 1st Cavalry. I was in that unit for a while. But it was disbanded decades ago. After the Battle of Nira. What was left of it, anyway.
Jeez Louise. This is like, what was World War II? Except for it was like, if you were asking that question in the 1960s. What was the Colony War?
The war between the United Colonies and the Freestar Collective? Worst conflict the settled systems has ever seen. Each side unleashed terrible weapons on the other. And countless people died. The armistice was signed 20 years ago. But a lot of folks still bear their scars.
Could those men be veterans from the 1st Cavalry?
I suppose it ain't impossible, but it's real damn unlikely. The unit was pretty much wiped out, and the few that survived ended up in prison after a court-martial for disobeying orders. I don't recall how long the sentence was.
Spoiler alert, it was about 20 years. What happened at the Battle of Nira?
The 1st Cavalry lost almost all their mechs and soldiers in a big push to take a United Colonies base. They were just about there when a ceasefire order came down. Both sides had just lost too much by then. It was a bloodbath. The commanding officer of the 1st disobeyed the order. He didn't want the lives of his soldiers to be sacrificed for nothing. They court-martialed him, and the rest of the surviving officers, and locked them all up.
That still doesn't explain why they'd want the Wagner farm.
No, it doesn't. Just raises more questions. It's a good bet that starship thief can help us get some answers. The Hope Tech factory is in Hope Town on Polvo. Nia Kalu's our ranger stationed out there. She can introduce you to Ron Hope, the president of Hope Tech. He might be able to help you find the thief. Just make sure you stay on his good side. He's on the Council of Governors, and they're the ones we answer to.
The Council of Governors?
The ruling body that oversees the Freestar Collective and the Rangers. The council members are the political and corporate elite of the Freestar Collective, so we have to tread lightly when we're dealing with them.
What can you tell me about Ron Hope?
Proud, stubborn, and smart. A self-made man. He built Hope Tech through blood, sweat, and sheer willpower.
I'll do what I have to do.
Normally, I'd praise that kind of dedication, but you need to maintain a sense of perspective here. Our authority and our power comes from the Council of Governors. Remember that. This is your assignment now, Deputy. Work with the other Rangers. Find out what you can about those men on Montera Luna. Meantime, I'll look into a possible connection with the 1st Cavalry. Good hunting.
All right, we'll do that, but first, a couple more conversation options we got to go through there. But you see why it is we got to talk to him about everything? We just got some information about the Battle of Nira, and that comes from just talking to him about a quest here that we're doing regarding this attack on this farm. Now, it is related story-wise, because that was the 1st Cavalry Division, but still. Anyway, here we go.
What's the story on Montera Luna?
That call we got from Wagner Farm
I can
turned
skip
out
through that.
some men were trying to... We confronted...
You helped someone and...
Miss Wagner's safe. That's the important thing.
For the time being, yes, but she could still be in danger. That's why we need to fill in some blanks. What did you make of these men who were trying to take the farm?
What I made of them is corpses.
You enjoy the violent stuff, huh? If you have to shoot someone, make sure it's for the right reason. If they open fire on you first, then you're within your rights. But outside of that, violence of any kind should be avoided. Oh. Now, did you find anything that might give us a lead on why these men wanted the farm?
Just this.
All right. Says here the thief had help from someone inside Hope Tech. Ain't much to go on.
There's something else. They were dressed
Yeah, again,
in
we've already gotten this.
The 1st Cavalry.
Finding the Starship thief that those men hired is our best lead.
Hell, it's our only lead. The Hope Tech factory is in Hope Town on Polvo. Nia Kalu's
like
our
I said,
ranger stationed
they
out
pieced
there.
the dialogue together in chunks.
She can
We've already
introduce
gotten
you
this
to
stuff.
Ron
So.
Hope, the president of Hope Tech. He might be able to help you find the thief. Just make sure you stay on his good side. He's on the Council of Governors, and they're the ones we answer to.
That won't be a problem.
Good. The last thing I need is the Council breathing down my neck. This is your assignment now, Deputy. Work with the other Rangers. Find out what you can about those men on Montera Luna. Meantime, I'll look into a possible connection with the 1st Cavalry. Good hunting.
And one more time. My mouse just died. It does that. I have to plug it back in, and there it is. All right.
What's the story on Montera Luna?
That call we got from Wagner.
Again.
Some men were... We confronted them.
You helped someone?
There are still some unanswered questions.
I agree.
I'm going with what I think are the
Until
best
we see
options
the whole
now.
picture, we won't know if Miss Wagner is truly safe. What did you make of these men who were trying to take the farm?
They were tough and well armed, probably mercenaries.
If that's true, then someone must have hired them. Now, did you find anything that might give us a lead on why these men wanted the farm?
They hired someone to steal a ship from Hope Tech.
Hope Tech ships ain't exactly cheap. That thief could probably tell us a lot about these men you ran into.
There's something else. They
Again,
were
we've already
dressed in-
gotten this.
Didn't you?
The first cap.
Finding the starship thief that those men hired is our best lead.
Hell, it's our
So
only
yeah,
The
basically what
Hope
I'll have to do
Tech factory is in
after
Hope Town
the
on
stream
Polvo.
is I'll have to
Mia
take this
Kalu's our
video,
ranger stationed
cut it
out
up, and reassemble it to
She can
where all
introduce
the
you to Ron Hope,
same
the
options
president of Hope Tech.
are basically aligned up,
He
and then I
might
go to
be
the next
able to help
question,
you
and then all the
find the
options, and
thief.
then the next question.
Just make sure you stay on his good side.
I won't do that for this stuff though.
He's on the
I'll do it
Council of
specifically for the one
Governors,
that's related
and
to
they're the
Neon,
ones
and I'll
we
leave the
answer
other
to.
ones for when we come around to doing the video on the Rangers. That won't be a problem.
Good. The last thing I need is the council breathing down.
I don't think there's anything else
This
here
is
that I
yours.
need. So.
Meantime, I'll look. Good hunting.
All right, well, it is now 6:11, so I'm going to end things here, but hopefully you understand what's been going on with the Neon video. If you were here earlier, you saw it, but I'll show you again. I have been working on getting the footage together for this thing, and it takes a long time. Where is it? Starfield. There it is. Okay, so let's see. Lore, Neon footage. Okay, so like you can see here, 344 items. I think it's 285 gigabytes. Yes, 285 gigabytes. And I've already got a lot more that I'll be adding to that. I mean, obviously what we just got is not going to go on there, but it is that video that I just captured just now was 39.8 gigabytes. So that'll go into storage for when we get around to doing the Ranger quest line. But all right, again, that's going to do it for now. Hopefully I will be close to finishing this video. I would love to say I'm going to have it out by next Friday, but simply knowing that I still have to redo, again, I got to do the Ranger quest that takes place in Neon. I need to do the main quest that takes place in Neon. I need to go into Ryujin, get recordings of all the people that are there. And I feel like there's, the Crimson Fleet. I still need to do the quest that takes place within Neon for the Crimson, for the Crimson Fleet. And once I do that, because, I mean, for the Crimson Fleet, you go in there, you find Bryson Bayou. That's the brother of Benjamin Bayou. Bryson Bayou. Benjamin Bayou. Benjamin runs the city. His brother runs Jennerdyne, the company that does the conduction grid. So again, there's all kinds of stuff that I need to record for that stuff. That's, again, something that's a big part of the other faction quest lines that I will definitely not cover entirely, but I do need to cover at the very least the fact that these people are there and the other stuff that brings with it, like the privation, the gangs, the corruption, all that kind of stuff that comes in with these other quest lines. So I just need to make sure I get that footage. Once I've got all that footage, I will I talked about this last time, I think. If not, then I talked about it on the Discord. I've got something that should be able to get me transcripts of these videos. So I'll run this through that little program. It'll give me transcripts, which is, if you're not aware, it is way, way easier to work off transcripts than it is to constantly scroll back and forth through videos, because obviously you can search in a text document. So once I've got all that, I can really get started on the script. I've got a pretty good idea of what I'm going to say so far, but again, there's still more raw material that needs to be put into the hopper. So I hope you all have a good weekend. It was good to hang out with y'all, and I will see you all next Friday. Again, hopefully significantly closer to getting the Neon video out, and I hope you all have a good weekend. So